Hello, my name is Stephen Mayu, and this is my video series on full stack JavaScript where I'm going to show you how to build a RESTful API using Node.js and Express. Okay, so we rendered the root route to the index view, and now we're getting ready to finally write the logic that will return some JSON data, the JSON data that we need. Okay, so let's just get down to it. Enough talk. Let's do some more action. So we know that we can access this parameter using request.params.time, and first thing I want to do is I want to check whether or not this is a number, like a Unix timestamp, or if it's a natural language date. So I'm going to say if. Okay, and there is a function called isNaN, and that stands for is not a number. So if I pass it a string or a boolean or any other data type, it's going to return true because a string is not a number. A string is not a number. So if it's not a number, request.params.time. And actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to handle if it is a number. So if this is a number, okay, and a number is if a number is passed through, well, it's going to return false. I just want to handle the Unix time zone. So if I pass in a time here, and if it is a number, then this will return true. Okay, so is not a number, it will return false if it's, it will return true if it's not a number, and false if it is a number, and then I'm just using the exclamation point to, to reverse that condition. So basically, if the user types in any string of numbers right here, this is going to return true. So if this is not a number, then okay, we're going to say var result, and we're gonna have to create a new function. So Unix to natural, and then we'll pass it in request .params .time, and then we'll just respond with some JSON. Okay, so this function does not yet exist, so let's go ahead and write it right now. So I'm going to say function Unix to natural. It needs to take one argument, so the Unix. Okay, and let's see. So Unix, it's milliseconds divided by 1,000. So basically, we're taking milliseconds and turning them into seconds. But anytime we work with the date methods in JavaScript, we need to use the milliseconds. So first thing I'm going to say var date equals new date, and I'm going to pass in Unix times 1,000. So now we're converting the Unix, which is seconds, into milliseconds, and this will return the appropriate date for us. All right, then I need to create a variable here called var months. Okay, it's going to be an array of months. So January. All right, bear with me here. February, March, April. All right. May, should have just copied and pasted this. June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Okay, so I got an array of different months right here, and so now I'm just building the natural language date string. So we're passing in a number, a Unix timestamp, and now we're just creating a new date with that Unix. So let's go ahead and do that. I always get confused about the date method, so I've got this this documentation up right here. I know I'm going to need get date, I'm going to need a get full year and also get month. The tricky thing about get month, it's that it's zero based. So January is not 1, January is actually 0, and December is not 12. December would return 11 if you use the get month method. So just keep that in mind, and yeah, that's why it works really well putting the months in an array, because an array is zero indexed, zero base index, and so does the get month. So let's just say, okay, var month, okay, equals months, and I'm just accessing the months from the array right here. So it's going to be date and what was it called? Date and get month, right? So get month will return a number 0 through 11, and that corresponds perfectly with the index numbers of our months array. And then var date, oh, I'll say var day rather, var day equals date dot, and what is it again? Get date. And you don't have to memorize this stuff, guys, because it's on the internet. Why spend your time remembering this? All right, and then I'm going to say var year is, I think it's get full year. Yep, date dot get full year, camel case. Okay, so all we have to do is just return and concatenate, all of these things. So let's just say var result equals, okay, month, okay, with a space, and then day, okay, and we need a comma and a space, and then year, and then return result. Okay, so now if we go and make a request with a Unix timestamp, okay, it's going to check whether or not if it's a number or not, and exclamation is not a number would return true in this case. So if I give it a Unix timestamp, this would return true, and then okay, we're going to call the Unix to natural function, and it's going to return a result, okay, and that's just going to be a string with the month, day, comma, and year, the American way to write time, and it's going to store it in this result right here, and oh, and actually, okay, we're returning JSON data, so let's see, so we need to say var data, okay, and we need an object, so we're going to say Unix. Let's give it some space here. Unix will be request.params.time, and the natural will be the result. And then we'll pass it data. Remember, the free code camp user story says that you have to return both the Unix and the natural time, no matter what the user gives you. So we're just giving them both right now. I'm going to save all of this stuff. I'm going to, where is it? I'm going to stop the server, restart it. Okay, go to localhost. All right, refresh that. Okay, that's not going to work. I'm giving it a natural date, and we haven't done anything for that yet. Okay, and let's just put in this Unix time. I fixed the time here on the index view. So copying and pasting this, it should return December 15th, 2015. So let's just paste that in, enter, and sure enough, it works. So we got some JSON data. It returns the Unix that we gave it, and then it gives us the correct time. So December 15th, 2015. So again, let's just see how this is working. Okay, so we got our route that will handle an input, some parameter from a user, okay? And if that route, if it is a number, okay, this is testing whether or not it's a number. So if it is a number, then we're going to call this function, and we're going to pass it in basically the parameter that the user gave us, the Unix time. Okay, we're going to use that Unix time to create a new date, but we have to use milliseconds, so that's why we're multiplying it by 1000, and then that gives us a date object. And then we're just pulling out the months, so we're accessing the months array, and we're using the getMonth method. The getMonth returns 0 through 11, and so we can access the months right here. We're getting the date, so first, second, third, something like that. And then the full year, I'm concatenating it into one string, and then I'm just returning the result. The result is stored in this variable here, and then I'm just building an object. So building a Unix key, and then the natural key with this result from the Unix to natural function, and then I'm responding with JSON, just passing in that object right there, and that's how it works. Okay, so this is becoming a long video, about 10 minutes. Let me stop it right here. In the next video, we'll handle the final case for handling natural date. How do we handle that? And then we will conclude the series, and I'll show you how to deploy it to Heroku. Okay, that's going to be the final step. I'm going to show you how to deploy it. Anyway, see you in the next video, and that's all for right now. Goodbye.